And I told my agent, I will do anything possible to make this happen. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
So many speak on the bottom and never know the feel, or how it looks at the top, or if it's even real. We ain't selling dreams, but we live in some. No arms, license, and still we stick to our guns.
Like, you dream of playing in the NBA, but as it started to get closer, it was like one of those things like, nah, you don't want to believe it because you're like, you don't want to get your hopes up.
So be it, let it drive. Let's go.
Raising Elijah I was blissfully doing it because he was my first, so I really didn't know what I was doing or how I was doing it. We initially got into sports because I would just put him in like camps. When he was playing in Athens YMCA, when we lived in Athens, they brought me into the office one time and they said, this isn't the place for Elijah. The YMCA is not the place for Elijah.
Elijah's mom called me, and she said, well, I'm from Athens, and I have a son. He can play. I said, we almost practice 6 days a week. I say, that's gonna be kind of complicated for you to even participate because you're an hour and some away.
And so she was driving back and forth, taking him there, back and forth, back and forth. And I thought, like, this is a waste. This is crazy. You need to take a break.
Starting a young age, I mean, driving down to Atlanta, having to perform, and my coach Tommy, who at a young age is very intimidating. Those were like the first encounters of really some adversity.
I would say, this is much easier when you pray. It will always revert back to Heavenly Father and how much easier this life is with Him than without Him.
Really, the gospel is everything for me. The more and more you stick to the straight and narrow and grab onto that iron rod, the easier your life will be.
Come on, Lige!
Elijah's mom. Yeah, she was, I could tell on that first phone conversation, like, she's definitely an intense parent.
Defense! Come on! Come on, push it!
It's a hard way to parent, They don't like you a whole lot. I have 18 years with them. I'm gonna use every single second of my 18 years. And a lot of that has to do with me not letting them, go to their friend's house.
I feel like most parents would be like, oh, it's okay, we'll stay home and you can play with Johnny today, Whereas she's like, no, we're leaving at 3, be ready, do your homework in the car. So I think that was my first encounter of really dealing with adversity when it comes to basketball.
It only took me one practice to figure out, yeah, this kid's definitely on another level.
He was one of the smaller players on our team, but I think I heard it said of Reggie Jackson when he played with the Yankees, he was the straw that stirred the drink, and that was Elijah for us. He definitely stirred the drink, and we went 17-0 his 8th grade year, and he was the heart and soul of that team.
I started my college career at Elon University in North Carolina, and I transferred to BYU University in Provo, Utah.
Elijah Bryant, Bill, he has been tremendous tonight for BYU. 24 points.
I spent 4 years there, and then I went professionally to Hapoel Eilat, which is located in Israel.
Elijah's journey has been pure sacrifice. Just pure, utter sacrifice.
Get a New Year down. During COVID, we came home early, and I was 8 months pregnant, and then my husband got a call that he had to get on a plane the next day to leave to Israel to finish the season.
Having my son was obviously one of the biggest blessings, but it wasn't the easiest, being that I was in Israel 12 hours before.
And he was supposed to come home on my due date, which was August 3rd.
The stress I went through going through that, this was another miracle in our lives, just to be able to finish the league, fly home.
He was able to get on a plane 2 days earlier, and he came like a few hours before I gave birth.
I'm proudest of his marriage to Janelle and his baby, because that baby is it's everything to me.
There's a lot of sacrifices made by being the wife of a professional athlete, from picking up and leaving your family, moving across the world, not knowing the language, not knowing where to live, having to pick out a place for your kid to go to school that's safe, and not having him around.
In order to be good at anything in life, you have to sacrifice. The faster you are able to acknowledge that no matter what you do in life, to be elite at it, you have to sacrifice something.
Elijah is the most regimented person I know. He wakes up every day, does his cold plunge every day, and he does his stretches for over an hour.
Good job, buddy.
You got some pomegranates in yours?
That's good, thank you. You want bananas too or no? Okay. Fold your arms, Blue. Fold your arms. You ready to have a good day at school, bud? I love you.
Go to school. On my hand.
Go.
So Elijah's accomplished a lot, but I'm going to start from what's most important. You know, his basketball's great. His accomplishments in basketball are amazing, but he is a good human being first.
Hey, come over here.
Elijah, he got a phone call that the Bucks wanted to pick him up for playoffs.
And I told my agent, I will do anything possible to make this happen. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Even though on the other end, the agent was telling me, it's not going to happen. They're not going to buy him out. They're not going to come to terms.
We got everything figured out, that he was able to cut the contract and go play with the Bucks. And the Bucks said, we need you in less than 48 hours to pack up your whole house and leave. So we were able to pack up our whole house. We got on the airplane.
It doesn't set until I walk in the locker room and I see my jersey for the first time. And no one's in there with me. I'm just looking at, like, smiling like, this is crazy. And then I see Giannis walk in and,
You know, he paid his dues. He fought through it. He jumped over the hoop to get where he needed to go. And that's big.
Even though I was in Atlanta, I liked the Hawks. I had to cheer for the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was elated. I was just excited. It was a lot of energy.
I remember the clock counting down the seconds, and we were about to win. And it flooded back all these emotions of how it was worth it. All these little sacrifices to get him to where he was, and how proud of them I was. And
I remember when they won the ring and they brought us down on the court, and I remember his arms. He put his arms around me. He said, we did it. We did it.
I think for me, being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and being a professional athlete and finding success in my career really starts with my faith in the church, just because it's the foundation. I think there's a bigger purpose than just my career or job. That's something I do, that's not who I am.
All the kids I've had, I've never had one to call me soon they win a championship on the floor, live. They could tell me, Coach, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me.
To win the NBA championship was a dream come true. Everything was flashing before my eyes. All those days of falling off the treadmill, of all that stuff and all the sacrifices, and to see how these guys work day in and day out was just like really a faith builder for me to see I have a lot more, and it humbled me a lot. I have a lot more to accomplish and do.
That very next year, he went and played for Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey, Anadolu Efes, and won his EuroLeague championship. Yeah, it's just like a dream, you know?
Back to back, baby! NBA, EuroLeague, what's next?
And I'm now in Istanbul, Turkey, playing for Anadolu Efes. Want to salute or no? One, come on, two, salute. To be a father has changed my perspective on everything, and it's given me a lot of joy. It comes with a lot of work, obviously, but it's all about perspective. When you have the perspective of the gospel, then it allows you to see through a different lens.